So this is a module for labor meaning and its components. Labor cost, one of the most important costs. You can see Labor Day is celebrated on 1st. So the introduction, that is human efforts which are required for converting raw materials to finished products, that is known as labor, and the amount which we give as remuneration to the worker is known as the labor cost. The most perishable item, and it's of two types, that is direct labor and indirect labor cost. It is representing human contribution as discussed earlier also. Now the direct labor cost forms a part of the prime cost, and the indirect one, it goes to the overheads. Now overheads may be factory overheads, administration overheads, then it can be selling and distribution overheads. Direct labor cost, easily traceable, that it is related to which product, to the which job. We can easily correlate it with a particular process or a job order, and as it is charged with a single unit of product, so you can very well understand that it forms a part of the prime cost. Next is indirect labor cost. Indirect labor cost, it is not easily traceable to a particular product, job or work order, and hence it forms a part of the indirect cost, that is the factory overheads or selling and distribution or either administration overheads. So it depends that what sort of work is being done. For example, a supervisor of a factory, then wages paid to him comes under the factory overheads, and similarly to the person who is standing outside a showroom and we are giving him wages to the security guard, now that will form a part of the indirect overheads, that is selling and distribution. Here are some differences of direct labor cost and indirect labor cost. You can go through. Now the question is control over labor cost. As discussed earlier, it is of perishable nature. That is why we need to have more control. Once lost, it cannot be recovered. You need to work again and again in order to finish your work. Next is, coming up to the next part is that let's see what this man, so is the labor cost out of, see how we can control it. There are certain departments: personnel, engineering, time and motion, timekeeping, payroll and cost accounting department. And then personnel department is very important role. It is a department which is concerning with recruitment, selection, training and placement. So labor turnover, if it is high, then directly this cost is incurred again and again. So the records which this personnel department uses, the employees placement requisition is received, and accordingly they start working for the recruitment and selection process, and then they get the employee's work history filled, that where he worked earlier, how many members are there in his family, everything, and where in the organization he is going to be placed. Every data is recorded in this history card. And then there are certain records which are being made, that is the weekly reports, labor turnover, labor productivity, accidents which happen. All these are considered important for reporting purposes, and of course if something like this happen, it will lead to increase in cost. Then the engineering department. Engineering department,
you can see the
is
engineers doing work over here on this slide. So they have to ensure regarding the proper method of production of each job, production methods of each department, and they have to see that whether the things are working as per the production schedule has been framed. So another thing is, of course, they have to ensure the safety and proper working conditions in the organization, because in case these are not there, then it can lead to accidents, and that could form one reason for absenteeism and labor turnover.
so time and motion study. Time study determines that what is the proper time which is required for completion of the job, which all movements are necessary in order for an work to be done is studied under the motion study. And job analysis, it tells that what is required in order to complete a job, that is the person requirements, and also it tells about the job specifications. Job evaluation is what amount of money we are going to pay to that particular person, that is the rupee value of the job. And merit rating is the performance appraisal or the performance evaluation of the worker who is working on the job. Timekeeping department, and this department is going to keep the record for two purposes, that is timekeeping. We can say that at what time a worker entered in the organization and when he is going out. Let's say he's coming by 9 o'clock in the morning into the organization and he's leaving at 5 o'clock in the evening. So between that 9 to 5 where he was booked, that would be recorded by the time booking department. So here are certain methods of timekeeping and time booking. There are manual method, attendance register, as a teacher keeps a register of marking your present and absent. Similarly, manual method. Another is a token method. A disc is given, a metal disc is given, and a box is kept. And when the worker enters, he that in that box his disc, and then later on after the, let's say he was supposed to enter by 9, then by 9 o'clock they change the box, and then all the people who throw their tokens in that or put the tokens into the new box, they all are latecomers. So token method is something like that. Here are certain differences between the timekeeping and the time booking department. Timekeeping ensures that a person comes in and goes out at proper time. His arrival and departure time is noted the day when he is on leave, so that the proper payment is being made to him in case we are giving wages according to his time spent. But time booking, this is most essential because it ensures that there is no idle time. The time is not wasted by the worker within the organization. Let's say you come to the college and you then have to go to separate classes, and each class the teacher takes your attendance in order to ensure that whether you are booked with a particular teacher in that period or not. Let's say room number 3 you are with me for cost accounting, and then you have to move uh, for the next period to room number 7 with other teacher, but as you enter, then again she'll be taking the attendance. So that's time booking. Next is payroll department. As the name suggests, that it will help to calculate the wages either on the time or on the output base. So here is timesheet, time card and job card specimen. The things are there in the book also, you can have it look from there also. The cost accounting department it has to accumulate and classify all the labor cost so that proper job cards, the cost accounting is done in a proper way. The whatever portion has to go for the prime cost and whatever has to be added to the factory overheads have to be calculated in a proper order. The cost accounting department will be doing that. So increase your revenue and keep your labor cost under control. Thank you.